Happy Tuesday. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the changing of weather and how that needs to change your philosophy on what you need to focus on in your business. All this and more after the intro. Here we go.
This is the Find the Green podcast with your host, PGA Master Professional, Jason Rockhold.
All right, welcome. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the differences that we need to do when we start to move into the next level of the season. For those golf courses down in the south, we're going to start to ramp up and start to expect a little bit more play. And for everybody north of the Mason-Dixon line, this is when we start to shut down our outside facility and start to really focus a little bit more on the merchandising, and we really start to focus on getting ready for next year, selling memberships. And it's all a matter of how we can switch that gear so that we can really start to build momentum moving into the following year, and also to really get as much as we can out of the upcoming season. So today, I'm going to break it down into northern clubs and southern clubs and what we need to be focused on as we start to switch to that other season, and what are the major things from a marketing perspective that we want to be thinking about. So with northern clubs, you definitely want to utilize every day that you can. Any day that the weather is good, you want to make sure that you take full advantage of that. And that can be advertising an all-day play for a certain fee, plus if they play more than 18 holes, you can add on like an additional cart fee or something like that. But it starts to get people out there and actually take advantage of that day. We're also competing with football in this same time frame, and up north, as that temperature gets a little bit colder and colder, that yearning to go and watch a football game is much stronger. So you can take advantage of it by just offering a price discount or some sort of incentive for them to come out during that time frame. Also, with Halloween right around the corner, I've ran a few tournaments at some different golf courses where we did a Halloween theme event. Really went over very well. People came out dressed up, had a good time, and it really carried into sales at the bar later on that night, which really helped out for us. Also, coming into the first part of November, that's generally when we start to see course closures. Even December 1st, that's something where some of the courses in the mid-range start to close as well. So really starting to understand what you need to get the course closed up, what kind of inventory you need to blast out if you're not open during that time frame. But if you can be, this is a great time to start to advertise that you're open for business, or your merchandising and your pro shop are completely open for business, ready to take on that new challenge of the holidays and getting them the best prices that they can on golf stuff that they want. And the reason why you have that ability is it's the only thing that you really are focused on. That, and starting to put together some great membership programs for the upcoming year for public facilities, and also really finding some great events and some really engaging activities for a lot of these members to come out and be a part of. So it's very important to utilize this time to build your merchandise sales. Now, with Black Friday only a few weeks away, it really gives you the opportunity to put out a discount for that day and be able to offer logoed merchandise and even personalized golf clubs. It's all available if you have enough lead time in advance. And that's why you really need to start advertising now, because for the northern clubs, you need to take advantage of this transitional time, blow out all the inventory that you have, and try to work with your local reps to sell as much merchandise that you can on demand from your shop. So really work with those reps, talk to them, say, hey, instead of us having no sales, how about we find out what we can do in an on-demand situation and take advantage of that. Another great area that you can focus on during this time frame is going out and making some phone calls to some different small businesses and talking to them about the different things that you can offer, clothing, shorts, pants, that can turn into an upscale uniform for those businesses. We also have the ability to work with those vendors and get logos on there to help them take their business to the next level with some amazing golf shirts and pants and their logo right there on the chest. After talking with a lot of golf professionals, you really start to see how the golf course and the facility can really be siloed. And what I mean by that is we think of everything happening on that property as the only type of business that we can really do. And the more that you open your doors up or open your mind up to different styles of businesses or different channels or avenues that you can bring in revenue to that same facility, you can really start to see how your top line revenue will grow, and you're really going to start to raise your overall value at that golf course. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about when it comes to the northern facilities are, and I've talked about it a little bit probably over a month ago when we talked about football, bringing in some sports watching to your golf facility in the bar area. If you have multiple televisions, if you don't have multiple televisions, rent some televisions and bring them in, or have some of your members bring them in. Turn your facility into the home away from home that can really support your local football teams. And in doing this, you really start to create an avenue to be able to logo some different golf stuff with those football teams and put it out there, do giveaways, and you'd be surprised how quickly that you really start to become that go-to place. All right, switching gears completely. Headed down for the southern clubs, all the clubs that are just starting to get going. As it gets cold up north, all of the snowbirds start to creep down to the southern clubs. And so most of the southern clubs should be finishing out that reciprocal season. Make sure that you thank all the participating clubs that have been a reciprocal of yours. Make sure you keep those connections, because those assistant golf professionals, those head golf professionals can all switch jobs moving into the next season and could be at whole new places all over the United States. So make sure that you keep that networking up. You had the ability to be a part of their life, so to speak, making those phone calls every morning for 6 months. And now you can make sure that you keep that network alive. But moving forward, now you have the toughest 6 weeks ahead of you, where you have new members coming down. You have a whole group of people coming down from October 15th all the way through about December, and they will stick around and then head back up for the holidays. So this is a great, great time to take advantage of their excitement of being down there. The new members, it's a great time to make sure that they get introduced to new groups, make sure that they have a bunch of logoed shirts and hats so that they can give them away to friends and holiday gifts when they get home. So these are some really great opportunities. And switching gears again, but on the same road, we are still talking about Southern clubs, but lesson package offerings. Make sure that you have your lesson plan put together, all your packages, all your programs. Make sure that you have a good amount of opportunity there to be able to introduce these to new golfers that are just starting to come down, and also for seasonal gifts. This is the greatest time to start selling those 5 lesson packages as a Christmas gift, a Hanukkah gift, even Thanksgiving gift. Make sure that you are completely ready to go, and it is at the top of your mind if somebody comes in and they're having an issue with golf, or if they're coming in and they have somebody they want to get a gift for. The first thing you should ask is, Are they interested in playing golf, and do they need some lessons? One of the best things that you can do, first thing out there, is to help them get better at golf. All the other stuff will sell by itself if you get them interested in golf. So lesson packages are your number one offering. And lastly, in a month or so, you're going to be having all of the major manufacturers start to introduce their clubs, their newest ones of the year. Make sure that you take advantage of that year-end discounting of the older clubs. For most of the golfers out there, it's going to be the best price and the best technology for them because the prices are coming down and the technology is almost brand new. So really make sure that you utilize this time of year to clear out all of your old golf clubs, make room for the new ones, and you're really going to start to see the season start off the way that you want to. Trust me, if you sell 10, 15, 5 lesson packs at the beginning of the year, it's a great way to kickstart the year. So if you have any questions, like I said, always feel free to contact me. All my information is in the outro. Have an amazing week, and we will talk to you next Tuesday. See ya.
Thanks for listening to this week's Find the Green podcast with PGA Master Professional Jason Rockhold. Hit subscribe now to get the latest Find the Green podcast with new episodes uploaded every week. Email your questions and comments to jrockhold@pga.com or reach out on your favorite social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Find the Green.